Hey everybody, so this is what Belle from Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon anime. What if, and this is what if he was a werewolf. And this is what if Belle was a werewolf. Now, if you're probably wondering where you can find this anime, you can find it at Netflix. They only have season 1. You can find it on Hulu. I don't think they have it on Hulu free, but you can find it on Hulu, and pretty much it's a good show. It's not on season 3. Now, I haven't seen season 2, but I am on season 1, so let's get into it. So this is episode 1, and I'm going to be pitting episode 2 and 1, and then what if. Let's get started. So everything originally in the anime happens all the same. Belle gets his whole entire thing, and Belle is going on with his whole entire day. But when Belle goes in the dungeon, after picking up that free lunch from the girl at the cafe, at the bar, Belle is walking back to the dungeon, pretty much thinking about that girl that pretty much saved them in the beginning of the episode. Now, Belle, everything does a side swoop when Belle is in the dungeon after, the whole entire, the whole entire, bar scene about, Loki's guild talking about how freaking wimpy the Belle is because he ran away from the girl that saved him in the dungeon. Belle gets pissed, runs out of the diner, but then he finds out that something's wrong with him. Belle doesn't know this before, but the Minotaur wasn't really a Minotaur at all. When Belle was running, something else took the Minotaur's place and then bit Belle. Belle didn't think of it that much, just thought the Minotaurs, some sort of more monsters than the others. Belle was running. He ran back into the dungeon, seeing that his wolf bite, or his monster bite, was healing up incredibly fast. Belle saw this, but then he looked at his arm and it healed, and then he heard a huge pain through his body. Belle started seeing that his spine and his arms were breaking and rearranging themselves, and he soon realized that he transformed into something more monstrous than human. He transforms into a werewolf. Belle goes on a rampage in the dungeon, killing everything in the dungeon, including other monsters and other wolf creatures, killing them all. Later that night, Belle comes back to his after the night, he comes back to his whole entire place later that day in the morning, and Estia is kind of confused but also very concerned because Belle has been gone for the whole entire night. Belle comes to Estia with a little bit of markings on him, but not too much, same damage he got in the original. Not the same damage, but, less. So Belle is tired and kind of confused because he did black out last night. So I'm sorry I didn't, Belle is enhanced in every way. He has pretty much the same, werewolf abilities. Belle can move faster than any human. Belle also has regeneration abilities like a werewolf has. He also has extra senses. And Belle also is able to transform as a wolf in the daytime, but he uses a lot more concentration for that. And also Belle has to be incredibly angry to transform into a wolf form. Now eventually Belle will be escalated by using his wolf form. Very, useful in being able to control it. But for now, Belle is completely, only being able to transform in the nighttime on a full moon. Now, Belle lays down in bed after, STS starts, saying that you want to sleep with me and blah, blah, blah. And Belle's too tired, get all flustered. He says, fine, let's sleep in the bed. Now, Estia is kind of, confused, saying, whoa, I don't mean we don't have to sleep together. I just said that because I wanted to get you flustered up like you normally do. Pretty much, after that, Belle already fell asleep on the bed because he's tired. So Estia pretty much just gets a fit, and after that, they get shown next clip the next day. Later that day, next day, Belle gets told by Estia that all of his stats have been boosted to, a lot. I mean, like, higher than his original stats were. Bell's told that his stats are pretty much pushed up to 100, and he also has a new ability called Full Moon that transforms him into something on the full moon. Now Bell's confused, but also sort of happy that all of his stats went up. Bell later that day finds out that all of his abilities and all of his physical stats have been changing him in some sort of way. Bell is walking pretty much later that day, and Bell gets told by Estia that he's growing incredibly fast and that he's going to be a great, adventure one day. And he gets told by pretty much Bell that she's going to a ball later today, and pretty much tells Bell to go, do his thing. Bell goes back to the diner that he ran out of last night without paying them back, saying the woman that owns the place says that if it wasn't for this girl that flirted with Bell, we already tracked you down and beat the shit out of you and get our money ourselves. So pretty much, Belle gets told that the silver-haired girl at the diner is, crushing hard on Belle. Now, Belle gets told by the, pretty much waiter who said, "Don't you break her heart, okay, motherfucker?" No, Belle was kind of confused, but also happy that, they didn't track him down and beat the brakes off him. Now, everything with Estia happens exactly the same. But something happens else with Belle. Everything with Belle happened. Everything with Belle does change just a tad bit. SJ does ask for a weapon for Belle, and Belle pretty much gets told by the elf and the cat lady from the diner to do a little task for him. Now Belle's kind of confused, but also they get hit with a scene with Loki, female Loki, talking to the goddess of beauty and all that stuff. She says that she wants Belle because Belle's very, the good guy, like the main protagonist in this What If, and this anime, so like everybody wants him. So pretty much later, Belle gets on a date with Estia, pretty much does it all the same. But Belle, since he has more confidence, Belle has a lot more confidence in himself now. Because Belle is, a werewolf, and werewolves, all their ability, all their, emotional status is pushed up as well, meaning that Belle has more confidence and more, brassness, and, is more, forward with Bella, understanding that she is flirting with him. Bella's happy that, Belle's actually getting the drift, and pretty much, flirting back. Now, through the day, Belle develops all of his wolf-like abilities. Bell realizes that he has increased hearing, smell, sight, physical abilities, and also pretty much he also has the ability to attract claws from his nails. Now, Bell goes on a date, and blah blah blah. Everything's about the same. Bell and Estia are actually about to kiss, but they get interrupted by the ape monster pretty much getting told by whoever was controlling them to go after the white-haired boy. Now, Belle gets, tracked down by the thing, and Belle's about to get touched by it, dodges, and blah blah blah. Belle gets cornered and pretty much locks up SG to keep her safe while they're getting chased by the monkey. Belle is running, dodging the monkey, and eventually, well, everything goes to shit. Now, Belle's running, trying to, outmaneuver this thing and pretty much try to keep it off. Belle's running, eventually struggling off the, pretty much, what was it? Struggling off the, monkey monster, or whatever it was. Sorry, guys, and eventually, Belle's, like, running away from it, keeping it, away from him. Eventually, Belle is out of breath, And Bell isn't, completely out of breath because he does have that wolf side of him dodging the animal. And pretty much Bell gets gets chucked by it through a wall and gets stopped by Estia. Estia get hands on the knife and pretty much Bell grabs the knife. He runs off and it's about, he pretty much just starts, fighting the thing. Bell's slicing it, cutting it, just going ham towards it. Bell's cutting it, but eventually he loses grip of the knife and it slips out of his hand, getting tilted in a wall. He gets kicked by the thing, but in that short amount of time, Bell transforms through pain and also anger, transforming into his wolf form, his daytime form. Bell starts lashing towards the pretty much monkey, taking it down left and right, ripping it to shreds, ripping the flesh off of it, biting it, pretty much ravaging it like a monster. Everybody's seeing Bell transformed, taking out this thing, being, a werewolf in general. Bell, eventually after the thing, is killed, and the center of it is revealed that the stone, and pretty much Bell de-transforms. Estia is, passed out after that, and pretty much Bell is, crying. Bell is in his room, and Bell gets a room near the diner slash hotel where the place was, and pretty much Bell gets told by a couple something something, and pretty much word spreads that Bell is some sort of metahuman or something, some sort of creature. Now Bell gets told by the other white-haired girl that, she likes him, and pretty much walks off. Belle is confused, but also thanks Estia when she wakes up for the knife, and I didn't really do that much taking out the monster, but it did weaken it enough so I can, transform and take it down. Estia was happy and then said, "So, does it hurt when you transform?" Belle says, "Yeah, actually a lot, but not too much." Belle Belle cries, and pretty much they have a little intimate moment of hugging each other. After that, we get hit with a scene with some sort of smug guy talking trash to one of his servants, and I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. See you guys later in part 2. I don't know if you guys want to see part 2, but yeah, just go in the comments, ask me if you want to see part 2, or you want to see, what if Naruto was something something, or what if Naruto was, a werewolf or something. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.